This is the Business Owners IT Podcast with Anthony Gerasch and Ryan Carter, where tomorrow's technology meets today's conversations.
I am Tony Gerasch.
And I'm Ryan Carter, and this is the Business Owners IT Podcast.
A podcast where we discuss tips, tricks, and solutions for business owners involving all things tech. Let's go.
Let's go. We nailed it, boys.
Damn.
Speaking of exciting things, Microsoft has actually got a new bundle out there. So they just had their big conference and called Ignite. And obviously, Copilot must be doing so well that they decided to drop the price.
Oh, yeah.
So that more business owners can get on board with it. I'm a big fan of Business Premium, and then they bundled it with Copilot for a good deal, and then they also actually have a deal going on until March 31st. So listen up, business owners. This is good for you guys to either if you want to get with us to get your licensing or work with someone else. This is actually a pretty good deal. Tony, you want to explain a little?
Yeah. So again, this is a business owner podcast, so. I would encourage you guys, if you watch this about Copilot and the pricing of Copilot and your IT service provider is not reaching out to you, right, you should just ask them about it, right? Because they may not know. A lot of times techs will just get caught in the day-to-day stuff and they're just not familiar, or their CSP or who they buy their Microsoft licenses isn't telling them. So just reach out to them or reach out to us. But basically, Microsoft wants to get more people in Copilot. That's the whole thing, right? So a lot of our clients have another thing that you're going to fall into before we get into all the pricing and what that is that if you already have an annual agreement, right? Unless it's an upgrade. So if you have business standard, you can do an upgrade to business premium. But unless it's an upgrade, you're going to have to wait till until your annual commitment is up to take advantage of the bundles.
Yeah, that's a good question because you might have to wait if you have standard to go to premium, because would
maybe
the SKU change for that when you upgrade?
Well, maybe, but in the past you've been able to go from basic to standard to premium if you upgrade.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, because it's a whole. Sorry, see, this is brand new to us, so we're gonna go back and forth a little bit on it and figure it out. I've spent a lot of times in meetings, but that's actually a great question to bring up and bring it up to your provider. And by the time you drop a comment, I'll already know the answer. Yeah.
And the other thing too is, right, business premium, in my opinion, right, is an upgrade to E3, right? So a lot of people have Microsoft 365 E3, right? Business premium has a lot more than E3 does, but Microsoft doesn't see it as an upgrade. They see E3, Microsoft E3 Enterprise, as a higher level than business premium.
Yeah, because you're fitting that enterprise bucket. Yeah.
So here's the gist of it, right? So next year, right, besides there's a discount, next year, you're going to be able to get Microsoft, the Copilot for $21 a user. And I think they're still going to have the pricing though, right? They're going to have the the annual commitment, monthly pay, and then the monthly for it. Mm-hmm. So there'll be some tiers, but the cheapest one is $21. In the past you paid, it was $360. So I don't know what's the math. 21 times 12 is whatever it is. It's cheaper. Yeah. So I don't have the math in front of me, but
it's not 6-7.
Yeah. There you go. So that's really cool, right? So, but if you want to buy Copilot, right, standalone, how much is it, John? Just speak up. So so it's $252, right, a year.
That's a savings of?
A savings of whatever.
$108, let's go.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's $360. Okay. Let's get back to the details here. So the nice thing now, Microsoft has this deal through March 31st, so it's through the first quarter of next year, they'll give you 25% off of that. Mm-hmm. So now you're talking Copilot at $18. And again, it's for a year, right? So once you commit to that, right, next year, it's going to go back up to the $21 unless they make a change and bring it back down. Other cool thing is the bundles. You want to talk a little bit about the bundles?
I just care about business premium, so that's what I'm going to stick with, which is normally $22 or $22.50 a month on the annual. We're just going to talk annual. Mm-hmm. And then with the $21 plus that would be $43, right? $43.50, something like that. But with promo, you get the two together, you pay for a whole year up front, it's $32 a month. So technically, you're getting Copilot $10 a month for a year. That's pretty good, price. Get me to enter and actually try it with me and a few employees. If I'm on the fence. Now the problem is with these bundles is that you have to buy
minimum of 10.
So you small businesses, sorry, you're paying $21 for your Copilot. But
Well, no, you can pay 18. Oh, no, you got to buy 10. For the 25% off, you have to buy 10.
yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, so that's a terrific opportunity to at least try Copilot for a year and see what you can do with it. Now, I think we've had some episodes are going to have on Copilot, right?
Yeah, we've had a few already, but
Yeah.
we got a fun one coming up with Nick.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's before or after this. We'll find out.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can find out the types of things you can go do with Copilot, but Copilot is basically, Microsoft's artificial intelligence, which is basically compute, right? Wrapped into a fenced garden that works with Microsoft. There's all kinds of things you can do with it.
Yeah, you can put a ton of different stuff too on Copilot. You could really, there's fun stuff you could do, but there's also on my side, the security side, a lot of security that you can do with like Purview and stuff. And there's discounts on that. Ask in the comments and we'll tell you all about that.
Yeah.
We won't get too far into it. But with that security, I know they're gonna do it at Microsoft. We've talked about like your secure score before. So I know that they're gonna probably have some type of secure score for AI. And one driver that we've had throughout the past year that I think we're starting to take the lead on and do real well with is your secure score. And Tony, if you want to take through some of the stuff we're doing with secure score or things you know about it and move, and help with that.
Yeah. So again, as we get in more into the cloud, right? The Microsoft cloud is what we're talking about here. Microsoft has on your security panel, every Microsoft tenant has a secure score. So, you could go to your security tab and look at your secure score to see what it is, right? So I did a little research. I'm going to read a little bit here for you, right? But, if your secure score is between 0 and 30%, you have minimal security posture. Often MFA isn't enabled or enforced, weak email protection, right? Legacy protocols. So, your chances of something happening to your Microsoft tenant or business is significant.
Chances. If you're at 0 to 30%, something's happened.
Right.
Period.
Between 30 and 50%, right?
It's like leaving your front door open in the city.
Yeah. 30% is very common with small businesses, right? Some FA, email controls in place, but there's gaps in conditional access, device security, and data protection.
That's like leaving your window down at Comiskey Park.
Yeah. Right? So, and then
Your change is gone.
Yeah, the next level, 50 to 70%, right? That's a solid baseline. You have MFA broadly enforced, phishing protected and active, some endpoints and data control configured, right? So that's where, here at Unique Computing Solutions, we want to strive for 70% and above.
So what'd you do? The last one you just talked about was 30 to 50?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty much like if I just go to Microsoft and sign up, buy a license, that's it. That's what I get between that 30 and 50. You know what I mean? It usually starts like at 40. So it's like I did nothing. I just, thanks, Microsoft. And, they're not going to turn everything on because they don't want to make it hard for people to do it. Just like, what was the good analogy that you said in an email earlier today? We were talking about MFA. And the guy said, "Oh yeah, we're going back and forth with someone about SMS for MFA and the Authenticator app." And he's like, "My people just don't get into the Authenticator app." And he's like, "What?" And I said, "SMS is a lot more insecure because it's phishable." And then I said something. He said something back about the financial. He goes, "Well, my financial institution does MFA."
And I said back to him, I said the reason the financial institutions do SMS is because they're having the same problem. They would have the same problem as you're having with your employees, but on a much larger scale.
Exactly. That's why Microsoft gives you the lower security to start with.
So
and
it's
you
a
need
much
to build
larger
upon
scale,
it.
right? Now, he's talking about having a problem with, 20 people or 25 people not wanting to put the app on their phone and authenticate the MFA. A Chase is talking about,
25 million.
Million, right? So that's the problem, right? But I can tell you my bank in Wisconsin, Sterling Bank, I use Dual for that. They send me a Dual push every time I go in.
Really?
Yeah, they do. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just a little small town bank in the middle of Wisconsin, Sterling Bank. They might have 4 branches, but they have the Dual. And when they got it, I was so like, these guys get it.
Kudos Sterling Bank. I mean, I looked forever when I was dumping my last bank to find somebody
Yes,
that had
they do.
MFA.
Yes.
And I mean, decent MFA, like Texas, whatever, but I wanted one that I had to use the MFA app on at least. If I found one that had Duo, I would have been all over that.
They're an awesome bank. I got to say they are an awesome bank. And I'm glad that I went with them.
I'm sure when you saw that, you just took all your money out from under your mattress, put it in a wheelbarrow, come running over there, see it fly behind you.
No, I did not. But anyways, keeping with the score, let's go back to the score, right? So if you can get between 70 and 85%, that's great. And then after you get above 85%, you're starting to get some diminishing returns, right? Things are going to start breaking, and things that people do aren't going to work. A good example is, with one of our customers is macros. They use macros, right? Yeah, he didn't do it. They use macros. We disabled macros through this. Then none of their spreadsheets would work, so we have to open it up. So naturally, Microsoft's going to lower your secure score.
Yeah, and it did.
It did.
A teeny bit.
Right? So how do you do this, right? How do you get a high secure score? Well, it's a little bit harder. It's, if you're a small business owner and you just have one IT guy, it's a little bit harder to do. We use a tool called Nerdio. It helps us. Ryan and his team have built baselines, right? And we've tested the baselines on 4 or 5 people. It took us probably, 5-6 months to get it to where we understood enough to deploy it. Now we're in the starting to deploy, trying to get all of our customers to have high secure scores.
I tried to do it myself, and it's possible, but it got too hard, too difficult. Training was, so we had to find a way to automate it. So we used them, and we configured the baselines they gave us to fit, some of the things like macros and stuff like that. So, but again, I've given them kudos before. I mean, the way the way I can deploy this and get your secure score up quickly is awesome. And then the learning materials are fantastic.
Yeah. And so, I know we put 2 things in here. We talked about Copilot in the beginning and the secure score. They kind of go together, right? If you're going to start using the Microsoft Cloud and Copilot and all that, you got to be secure, right? If you're going to use OneDrive and you're going to use your email and you're going to use SharePoint and you're going to use, Automate, and you're going to start doing all of these things that you can do through your Microsoft 365 tenant, you need to be secure. And the baseline is good, right? The baseline is good from Microsoft. This is not a scare tactic, right? I don't want you to think we're trying to scare you that you have to get this. This is just to show that you're actually doing something to try to protect yourself.
Yeah, and your insurance companies will ask.
They're asking.
Yep. We talk to business owners, but I'm going to put this out for you IT professionals, maybe some of you that are younger in the game. If you don't feel you're utilizing every piece of that business premium license that you have, reach out to us, and I will tell you exactly what we're doing here to get our secure score up over 70. I will tell you some of the stuff that we're doing, like hybrid devices from your AD onto Intune so that you can push Defender down to them and get every enriching piece that Microsoft Defender gets you for that price. There's so much more that you can do with Business Premium. If you're not doing it, reach out and we will work with you on it, because I like everyone to have a secure score. And also in our industry, we're always talking to our peers and we're there to help you too.
Yeah. And you as business owners, even, right. And even IT guys and other MSPs that aren't in our area, you need to secure your house first, right? So all of this stuff we've done, we've secured our house first. So all of these things that we've done here to secure us, we're secured to protect our customers too. So you cannot get into any of our tools except from our computers, and that's using the Microsoft 365 Business Premium with FIDO keys in compliance, right? So making sure that the device that's connecting to our systems in the cloud meet the minimum criteria. And if they don't, they can't get in. Ask Ryan. Right?
I got a few right now. I don't think
got a few right now, right? hey, I can't get in. Something about BitLocker, but those things are going to happen. But at least we know it's working. We know that, hey, if there's a device that's not compliant, it's not going to be able to get into our system.
So tip of the week: secure your house first.
Yeah, secure your house first, and
house in the middle of our street. You know the band?
Sure, I don't know the band.
You don't know the band? You know the band?
No,
John doesn't know it either. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you. Drop it in the comments.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up. One of the things that I think one of the episodes we got coming up, we're going to be talking about CMMC, which falls into also,
securing our house.
Yeah, securing our house, Microsoft Secure Score, securing our premises. So it's going to be a good episode. So
we talk about CIS frameworks all the time, about the stuff we do for that, and now it's time to show you how we are going to get certified.
Yeah, we're going to get certified for CMMC. So again, I'd like to thank everybody for joining into this episode, and I hope that you can watch some of the other ones soon.
Yeah, we'll see you next 2 weeks at our house in the middle. I can't sing.
No, you better keep your day job.
Unique Computing Solutions. Your IT challenges solved.